to be fixed and repaired and sometimes modified. So yeah, a lot of hunting stuff comes in through us. So a lot of bird hunters.
You got like a favorite kind of weapon to work on, or you just like the process in general?
You know, typically just any bolt action rifles are pretty up my alley.
All right, cool, man. Nice.
What's you got there?
Muzzle brake or pressor?
I don't know. It's kind of skinny for a suppressor.
Yeah, you're right. It doesn't maybe something for. I'm not really sure what the upgrade is that gets you that on the
Yeah,
game.
I don't know if shotgun is the sneakiest of weapons. So.
You're right. Yeah. I've never fired a suppressed shotgun. That'd be fun. Pop.
Oh, he's getting serious.
Gonna shove it on there, give it a tap, and you're good. It's so intricate. I love it. It just takes really good care of those guns.
Well, they ain't making any more in that world.
Yeah, you're right. There's not too many ApexRifles.com shops anymore. But added with a longer under tube there for more ammunition.
Extended magazine. Wipe it down twice.
Oh, this is so unfair. It takes so long to gather the materials that you need to do modifications in this game, but it's so satisfying when you do. Not a wide variety of weapons in The Last of Us, but I like the kind of very simple modification system that they got here.
Making it practical.
Yeah, I like they got the ammo on the side there. Very John Wick.
Yeah.
What? Flamethrower? Forgot about that. Come on, post-apocalyptic Mad Max. Yeah, there you go.
Everybody needs a flamethrower.
Now we're in Metro Exodus territory. Look at that. It's all hodgepodge and broken. It's got the little propane canister.
I like the brake handle on there.
Yeah. Got a little rubber tubing on the front for a grip. What's the most broken down weapon that ever came into your shop?
That I fixed?
Yeah.
It's usually not one thing in particular. It's usually the guy that comes in with a bag of parts and he took it apart and said, "Can you fix this for me?" Yeah, okay.
You're like, what did you do?
Yeah.
You watched one too many YouTube videos and thought you could do it.
Exactly.
I love it. You're going to see it's no frills. You got pipe, you got ammo in the propane, you got a delivery system and a trigger.
I'm curious as to see is what he's gonna do to improve upon what he's got.
Yeah, how do you modify the post-apocalyptic flamethrower? Oh, there's not many options. That's it.
Put a laser on it.
The laser, yeah, where's the red dot laser? I love it. Super simple. A little valve to turn it off and on in the back there. Just goes to show you the fundamentals of the flamethrower. Very simple.
Not much to it. Has he cleaned it yet, though? I haven't seen him clean it yet.
I didn't see the oily rag, Joel.
Didn't clean it.
Oh my gosh. He's losing it.
Oh.
Holsters, huh? Ooh, look at that nice leather. I love it. He's got like the hole punch and the mallet. Oh,
There's
nice.
a holster.
Oh, that's nice. I forgot about this aspect of the game. Just a secondary holster.
Are those his manual weapons or what?
No, it looks like just leatherworking tools.
Ah, so that would explain why he's got all this nice leather stuff.
Yeah, he's a leather worker too, Joel? Hey, he's such a multifaceted character. I guess in the 20 years since Civilization fell and, you don't have a daughter to take care of anymore, you probably pick up a couple hobbies. Last of Us Part 2. Okay, now it's Ellie's turn. A nice outdoor machine shop. So this takes place a little bit after the
like
first
a Beretta.
Game, and the young girl that you're
It's-
protecting in the
it
first
says
game is now the main character in the
Nicotera or
second
whatever.
game. So she's out there in the great
It's a Beretta.
post-apocalyptic wasteland. Let's see if Joel taught her anything. There you go.
Yeah, I was
Joel
gonna
taught
say.
her well.
Joel did teach her well. Take care of your equipment; it'll take care of you.
That looks like a Beretta. That was what I used
Yeah, it
most
kind
of
of
the time
does.
in the military.
Like an older, I wouldn't say a 92, but
You let us know in the comments section, folks. I'm saying that's a M9 because that's the one I was most familiar.
Now
What
it's
else
looking
reduced
more
recoil?
modern.
Is that the
It was the wood
compensator
furniture
there?
that was
Yep.
making it look
Okay.
old.
no, she doesn't like it. She's got to change it.
Yeah. What are we gonna add here? Extended magazine.
I think so. Yeah.
I like. How do you like the accuracy? How are the weapons looking, Brett? They looking pretty like they could exist in real life.
So it is a Beretta. It is pretty spot on. Nicoletta. It's a Nicoletta, whatever it said.
Nicotera.
The military pistol.
That's a Glock.
Oh my gosh, Sig or Glock? It's like polymer maybe. That polymer lower and then
Glock 17, Glock
Almost
18.
looks like an HK. Almost. They're kind of tough to tell sometimes.
Abby, also another main character, taking care of her weapon.
Might be. I don't know. If it's
Character that
USB,
people hated
maybe?
for some reason.
Okay. You guys let us know in the comments section. What are these weapons based off of? What's this pistol based off? Yeah, I love that. Yeah, it sounds pretty crispy with the sound design. I like it a lot. I like that grip too.
Yeah, it's a little more metal on metal than you typically hear with those types of pistols, but it's pretty
Interesting.
close.
That's a big old trigger, man. I'm not sure I like it.
It's like a shark fin trigger.
Yeah. The advantage of Abby's character, she lifts so much. If she ever runs out of bullets, you can just throw it at him and just knock him out.
All right.
Another revolver. Looks like kind of the same one we were working with before.
Yep.
From the previous game.
Still got that same grip on.
Hey, what's up, Huff? It was one of them that lost a lawsuit because it was copying the Glock or something. Wait, Last of Us got sued because they copied the Glock? Is that what you're saying?
on it that was Joel put it on there.
Oh, the gun
passing it
company.
down from
Okay.
father to daughter, as it were.
But now she must not like it. She's got to change it.
I mean, I would hope that with no TV and no video games, you would probably get into some productive hobbies in the post-apocalyptic future. You fired a lot of revolvers in your time, Brett?
Yeah, a few. I don't enjoy shooting ones like that because they kick pretty good.
Okay.
Ooh, she's got a speed loader.
Oh,
I think-
that's with.
I think
it's
I'd
got
take a
the little
revolver
tab
over
with the bullets
anything.
on there, and you drop them all in at the same time. I like that grip, actually.
I mean,
put a longer
1911
You
above
just kinda
all,
slap
but if
that
I
on
had to
there.
pick
Is
another
she-
weapon,
is
a
she a gunsmith,
revolver.
Brett?
They screw on and off and they're pretty tight.
Okay. Hunting pistol. I'm guessing there's going to be a scope on there. Whoa! Oh, nice. Looks like I'm guessing it's going to be a break action.
Looks like a Thompson Center
Okay.
break open, yep.
There you go. Big old bullet. When all you need is one. When you're hunting the greatest prey. They're finding a good space
No,
between
not a snub nose, a
realism
real
and
revolver.
quickness, because obviously they're going to show them taking all the time it would take to modify.
That wasn't a snub
Yeah,
nose
it's pretty
though, was
spot
it?
on. The real thing is you can get a real thing like that, pretty similar to that.
What, the scope or?
The whole thing, well, I mean the pistol.
Oh, okay, yeah, nice. It seems like a lot of this stuff is just, you talked about a pin, holding on a pin, holding everything together.
Yep.
I feel like with some of these revolvers,
If only it was that
these
easy to actually
handguns,
remove a
just
barrel.
a couple little pins, you gotta punch it out, and it'll
That's pretty
just come
stubby.
apart.
Look at that thing's got a ported.
You're gonna have
barrel,
to
so
forgive me,
not
man.
as
I had
much,
a
muzzle
massive
flip when you shoot it.
nosebleed earlier. I don't know where it came from.
Double
It
barrel
just
shotgun.
started up as soon as I started eating. Like I had done my workout, and I think it was just my blood pressure was up or something. I don't know. Like it just started going, and I'm like, oh my god. So I think I've lost a few brain cells.
Bit of crowd control. Well, I like that. What's the G stand for, folks? Let us know in the comment section. What's that manufacturer?
I think it's just a random something on there.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a real manufacturer or something from the game.
Probably a TriStar.
The oily rag. You know what? I don't think the oily rag gets enough credit in these games. It's always there, keeping our weapons clean. Well, she hasn't taken good care of this one, though. I see a pretty rusty barrel there.
Yeah, it doesn't look like she's been spending the most time taking care of that one for sure.
Abby
Dude,
does
his
seem
microphone
like,
is-
Abby's been fighting. Abby's been fighting, bare knuckle brawling. See those bruised knuckles.
Not a hammer.
Well, we need to talk.
Oh, did she just port it or what?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, she added that little
The holes in the barrel.
the holes in the barrel. There you go. She must have just had like a hole punch.
Beautiful
Just kinda knock it
shotgun.
in there.
I like the look of the weapons in that game.
This looks like a totally different one.
That looks like the 870 with a pistol grip.
Yeah, I like the pistol grip. Something about that's very cool to me. Looks like in this game, Ellie
I've
works
never
with
had
kinda
that many
more, kind of civilian
salvage
versions of
resources,
things,
though,
maybe,
to
and Abby looks like she's
get all
working
the
more
upgrades
kind of
for all
military
these.
Side. The Fireflies.
Sawed off barrel on that one.
That pretty easy to do. I mean, is it really just putting it in a vice grip and hacksawing it off?
Kinda, yeah, but then you're left with a hacksaw barrel, so when I do them, I stick them in a lathe and clean them up, and then it looks like it never happened.
There you go. That's that precision. That's why you take it to somebody like you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't have a lathe in the
Semi-auto rifle. You got an AK
post-apocalyptic
style.
future.
Yeah, looks like it might even be a shotgun AK.
Oh, really?
Maybe.
Well, it looks like it's funny because that's
It's
a
definitely
real
AK.
like a 1980s, short, small capacity magazine right there. Of course, I guess you have to modify it anyway. Oh, I like that butt stock. You work with a lot of AK stuff?
Not typically. I've built a few of them, but they I don't know. I guess they don't break that often, so I guess I don't see a ton of them all the time.
I have had the pleasure with working with Jim Fuller from Fuller Phoenix out in Arizona. He's on an episode of our Expert Try for Gameology for Escape from Tarkov. That's his shirt right here, Fuller Phoenix.
Yep.
This guy makes AKs. He gets kits. He's got the whole machine shop, man. You guys who follow him online, good dude, Jim Fuller. He's the AK guy. Take a lot of schooling to kind of break into kind of new weapon systems. You gotta kind of learn each one, or is it kind of gun's a gun kind of thing?
Well, to a certain degree. I mean, some of them are a little tougher to take apart and put together than others, but I mean, sometimes it comes down to just diving into it and doing it if you've never done it before. So after you've done it once or twice, you figure it out.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I feel like
There we
guns
go.
is
Now
really
we're in
something
your
that you just
territory.
So she's got it, and
You
it's
have
a
to
little,
learn and
little older
practice.
And a little worse for wear since we saw it last time.
1911 ARs.
Yeah, is this the same one we're looking at, you think?
I think so.
Hey, that's some
Yeah,
good.
AKs are
I like
pretty
that
badass.
kind of between the first and second game, kind of carrying that through. That's cool.
Yep.
It lost its modifications.
Yeah.
Possibly,
I'll see if she
arguably the
can
most
find it.
reliable
Maybe she
weapon
found a scope
in the
that was
world
sitting in the corner
was an
somewhere.
AK platform.
The magazine in there, like 4 or 5 rounds.
Probably, yeah,
I
5.
like that bolt action. So classic. Oh, I love that scope.
Soviets knew what they were
Almost
doing.
looks like the same scope from before, but I could be wrong. Painted maybe, or a little rougher.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, where's Joel been? Maybe he's gotten soft in his old age. That barrel, it looks like a little worse for wear.
I like how she just cleans about 3 or 4 inches inside the barrel, and the rest of it's that's good.
That's probably pretty good.
Ready to rock.
Brett, what were your thoughts on the realism, the weapon?
Dude, I was watching. I started this. I wanted to wait till I started streaming to watch it.
You know,
This is hilarious.
All right, here we go. Beginner's Guide to Gamer Girls.
more
Can I? I'm first gonna say to gamer girls are girls. They're no different than other girls.
pickup lines for gamer girls. How do you pick up a gamer girl? Okay, I like to consider myself a bit of a gamer. You know, I've played Tetris, I've played Pong, I've input the cheat code to get all the money at The Sims. Let me explain how you pick up a gamer girl. First of all, it's very important to understand that girls, they don't play real games.
No, they
do
play
they?
like Animal Crossing.
You know, girls play The Sims.
Yeah.
They play Nintendogs.
True.
Dark Souls 2.
Oh
Not
my
games
god.
that we would consider.
Those are the ones that like watching 50 Shades of
That's
Grey.
like insulting, isn't it?
Holy shit, that's brutal.
I feel like that's super insulting to
Very
say
true.
they play Dark Souls 2.
Games. You know, they play Global Thermonuclear Warfare.
the
They
fuck.
play the SpongeBob game.
Ugh.
They play the Simpsons Hit and Run.
Oh,
but
that was a good
only
game.
Emulated, so you don't get all the sound.
The fuck?
That's what they play.
Okay.
They play The Sims 2. They play. I mean, that's all girls do. Play Sim, eat hot chip, and lie. That's the gamer girl. So when
Oh my
have
God.
you ever actually seen a girl? Tell me right now. Have you ever actually seen a girl?
No.
Sitting there
Oh.
with a controller in her hand playing a game? No, you haven't. You've only seen pictures or videos where that is a situation that starts the whole scenario, and I guarantee if you look at the
I would say it's rare to see a girl with a controller in her hands. Most of these girls these days, if they're streaming or whatever, they're on a keyboard and mouse. Like, I don't know what it is, how it is that PC gaming became the most accessible when it's technically not. But most of them don't even use controller. It's crazy. If they play DS2, they're better gamers than I am. Just saying.
detail in that video,
Mouse and
point.
keyboard master race.
controller
Very good point.
isn't
Hey.
even turned on.
I'll give you this much, Huff. If I had enough ports, which I do now, but I would need to get another keyboard and mouse. If most of the games that I actually would play with keyboard and mouse supported it on PS5, I would. Luckily, Final Fantasy XIV does. I don't play Fortnite with keyboard and mouse. I used to. If Battlefield 2042 did, I would play that.
Bro, I remember there was this one picture of this girl and they had her playing a video game just like 10 years ago. And it obviously, the controller wasn't even plugged in and it became a meme
that
for
was
like
Sniper Wolf.
3 years. Do you guys remember that shit? Holy fuck, man. That was
That was Sniper Wolf. I remember that immediately. Can you believe that bitch is still relevant? There was one time I logged in, or I went to YouTube, and for whatever reason I wasn't logged in, and she was like on the front page. And her latest video, which she put up like maybe a day or two before, had over 500,000 views. I'm like, why are people watching her? Ever?
was good.
The TV isn't turned on. It's not plugged in. It's not even a video game console. It's an upside down air fryer. That's what it is.
Yep.
Okay, let me explain to you how you pick up a gamer girl.
Okay.
It depends on what the girl is playing. I mean, basically what gamer girls love is they love having their knowledge tested on whatever they're playing, because that lets them prove that they're a real fan. I guarantee this works. So, like,
Oh
if
my
you see a
God.
girl playing Mario, you've got to walk over and say,
What's Mario's last name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
"Oh, name all the Mario games," and you know what?
True.
They fucking love it, because then they get to.
It's a bonding experience, right? And that's what you have to do. Yeah, you have to ask them as soon as you
You know
as
what's
soon
really
as you figure
what's
out,
really
they tell
funny?
you-
That question, I think I've heard it before, but like I don't know Mario's last name. I didn't even know he had one. let's is it Mario? Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. For some reason it's Mario, but it's technically he has no last name. Even Satoru Iwata said he had no last name. And Miyamoto agreed the month after. Like, he doesn't have a last name, he's just Mario. Like, it's so stupid. It's such a stupid question because there is no answer to it.
That they have a favorite game or whatever, ask them a bunch of questions about that game, and if they get any part of it wrong,
And I also
then
hate it
they're
when
not a
people
real
say
gamer.
Mario.
Show
Like,
you
don't be
their
so
true
American.
knowledge. And you are actually doing a service to gaming kind.
That's true.
Because if they turn around and go,
Keep out
"Oh,
imposters."
I don't actually know any Mario game," they immediately, legally, have to put the controller down and leave.
They're exposed. Exactly.
It's like if you see anyone wearing a band T-shirt, you're allowed to walk up to them and go, "Oh, you know the
What's your favorite album? When was the last time you saw them? Exactly. Yeah. Like who's the lead singer's name? Who's their bassist's name? Exactly. That's what you do.
band? Who was the third drummer? Who did the bassist date 3 years ago?" That's what you need to know. Because if they don't know, they don't truly love the
No.
game.
Now, my rebuttal to that is, I love the Dropkick Murphys. I am so happy I finally got to see them live. I can name you my favorite album. It's the Live on St. Paddy's Day 2001. And I can name you a few of my favorite songs. Famous for Nothing. Finnegan's Wake is a really good one. I don't know the name of the lead singer. I don't know the names of any of the band members at all. Don't care.
So basically what it is if you see a girl playing a game, walk over, ask them about the game. Walk over, ask them about all of that. If they're playing World of Warcraft, walk over, ask them if they are grinding for their boyfriend. Ask them if they're, gathering some supplies. Ask if
That's actually a really good idea, because that way you automatically figure out. It's kind of like those, like those Indian call center, like that video that we watched, where like it was that Indian call center and it was like, are you 65 years old or older? And if you say no, it just hangs up on you. Like, that's what you do. So you immediately ask, like, are you playing with your boyfriend? She's like, no, I don't have a boyfriend. It's like, okay, all right, that's good. And that's it. Yeah, simple. Problem solved.
if they need any help. That's what it is. See? They love it.
Yep.
They absolutely love it when you assume that they don't know what they're doing.
Exactly.
Josh, you're going to get cancelled.
Because
I saw
that's
that
how
one.
you help them.
I would Gamergate. You know what? That's one of the best ways to pick people up in general. I'm not
Yeah.
going to talk about politics because I am not brave enough for politics. But I guarantee the best way to get a gamer girl attracted to you is to ask their opinion about really, really kind of diversive politics.
Oh,
that
yeah.
kind of stuff. Things
Flogging
that
Molly.
really
John Floggin and Jane Molly. Oh my god, that'd be funny if that's real.
That's the best way to do it. It's the best way to start any kind of conversation.
I've had people do that with me. Like, there was this one guy, like, as soon as I started getting in line, he immediately is like, yeah, I've about had it wearing these masks. I've just about had it. You know, this shit happened whenever I was younger. He's an old guy. He's like, yep, they killed JFK. I'm like, is that right? And he went through the whole time, man. Oh, my God. Yep, that's what it was. Yeah, that's like a pickup line, you know?
My girlfriend plays Elden Ring and I don't. How am I supposed to ask her questions about it? Okay, Raz, look. The next time you see your girlfriend playing Elden Ring, I need you to really, really look at the screen. Because if you look long enough, you will realise she's actually playing very heavily modded Nintendogs. No girl can play Elden Ring. Physically impossible. Only Nintendogs. It's all they can do. And the Sims. That's what it is. If Josh ever gets cancelled, I'll make 100,000 Twitch accounts.
True. Oh my god. Is
Sometimes
this a
they'll play
meme
Pokemon.
video? No.
Sometimes
No, it's not.
they'll play Pokemon.
Why would
That's
it be
what-
a
That's
meme
hilarious.
video?
A very heavily
It's
modded
basically semi
Nintendogs.
combat.
I don't
Yeah,
understand.
pretty much. Pretty much. Where is Billy when you need her?
Yeah, it's dating
I'd assume
advice,
she's
guys.
playing Nintendogs. That's is what I would assume. Sometimes you'll find a girl playing the Mary Kate and Ashley dress-up game. Sometimes
yeah, I remember
Barbie
that.
Race and Ride. Sometimes Stardew Valley. Right.
Yeah, but
so
Stardew
gamer
Valley is a
girls,
really good
how
one.
does a gamer guy pick you up? Maybe if a guy walked over to you and said, like, "Hey, are you looking for a player too?"
Oh,
And you
that's
look back
good.
and go, "I'm playing Dark Souls. It's one player."
Well, no, it's not. You have summons.
Don't even offer any explanation.
Yeah.
Are you looking for a player too? I'm playing World of Warcraft. There are millions of people online over the week. So no, not really.
I don't know about that.
Just use Raid Finder. Just use Group Finder.
Oh, that's called
I
Tinder.
don't need you.
Yeah.
In fact, if anything, if you started playing the game, it would take you weeks to get up to where I am to be useful in any way.
Damn.
You know what I think is really annoying is I think it's limiting
That one's
girls
good.
can only
You see that? Hey, would you mind if I invaded your Elden Ring? That one's good.
play healers.
I don't know about
It's
that.
a shame. I mean, obviously the guys
Yeah.
play the tanks and the damage dealers because they are the difficult
Tanks.
That's true.
We have to play them.
That's true.
Though, to be fair, I am predominantly mostly healer in a lot of those games.
I've been trying to tell people about this for years, guys. Yeah,
I'm-
I've been
it- for
trying to tell
me-
people about this for years.
It's weird. It's very dependent on what game it is. Like Final Fantasy, I'll play healer. World of Warcraft, I'll play healer. Overwatch, played the shit out of healer. And or tank. Mostly because you can never get into DPS. Let's see what. Oh, Destiny, playing a tank. There is no healer. In Battlefield, I play support, so tank. Though technically, support did heal back in the day on Bad Company 2. So, I mean, I guess it just depends on the game for me.
I mean, come on.
But in a way, it's nice.
I'm gonna be honest. I got my mom to play a druid because I thought druids were the best healers in the game,
I mean, DPS is fun,
and I wanted her to heal me.
and tank is fun.
That's
I
why
just
she played
think
Druid.
healer's way more fun.
I was like, trust me, mom.
But again, it
this
depends
is
on
the
the game.
best class. This is the best one. And so she went with it, and I didn't tell her that was what my end game was, but that's
the
what
fact
it was.
that his parents play World of Warcraft is kind of nutty to me.
That MMORPGs give girls a thing to do.
Yeah.
You know, they put the
Yeah.
healers in there. Can you imagine if someone joined the
Now
chat?
I haven't healed in 14. That yeah, I mean I remember trying to be a healer in 11, and that was actually well okay. I'd never got to do the raid, so I'd never really dealt with a bigger group than 6. Yeah, I think it was 6 total in a regular size group. And I haven't healed ever in 14. I could see it being very difficult for controller, mostly because there are no F keys, so you can't just like click an F key and it automatically selects that person. And Healbot in World of Warcraft makes it way too easy. So it's like that's why it's fun in World of Warcraft. But I mean, the up and down buttons on the directional pad sort through your or scroll through your teammates, so I can't imagine it be too difficult.
Right now and didn't know that I'm just being incredibly facetious. Just joking about the whole thing about this.
What?
Just baiting those comments in. Just
What do you mean?
people,
Yeah,
do you
but
want
it's
me
funny.
to fight you?
Wait, what do you mean?
I mean, you can't fight on The Sims. We did, Nisa.
True.
Nisa, are you a gamer girl that's annoyed at me? Because I've played The Sims. If you're annoyed at me, we can just high five until you forgive me. That's
Yeah.
a mechanic. That's how it works. If you want, we can fight on like Dead or Alive or Tekken. I would suggest Tekken because it's a really good fighting game, but we can do the Dead or Alive beach volleyball if that's something that you prefer to do.
I remember that
you know,
game.
the easier one.
Yeah, I remember that game
Unless
for
you play
sure.
Dead or
Final
Alive
Fantasy
beach
14, I guess.
volleyball?
Oh, all the cat girls. Look, MMORPG, many men online role playing girls. That's how it works.
Wow,
The thing is, it's not even wrong.
that's good.
There are so many guys that play MMOs and they just straight up pretend to be girls.
Yep.
Like, that's it. They just pretend to be girls, and they do it. I don't even know why exactly they do this. It's just for, I guess, fun or whatever. Like, yeah, I prefer not to speak. Yeah, it's just normal stuff, free stuff. Yeah, I always kind of wanted to try and do that, but I was worried that, like, if I did that, I'd get a bunch of, like, really weird comments, and it would just be fucking weird, man. I'm just not a... Like, I don't know, man. It would just be... I'm not sure. Like, I feel like I would do that, and I would actually be able to completely sympathize with girls. Because I've seen some of the messages that they've received from some of these guys, and it's like, oh my God, these people are fucking animals.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're absolutely fucking animals. Oh my God, it's gross, man. Sympathize? No, not, I didn't mean simp-athize. I meant sympathize, okay, guys? It's totally fucking different.
All right. I heard about this.
EA and DICE announced that they're shutting down servers and delisting some of the most beloved Battlefield
I still can't
games.
believe this is
On
happening.
April 28th, Battlefield 1943, Bad Company 1, and Bad Company 2
Which, by the way, 1943 is online only. So there's no way to play that offline as far as I know. So they're just getting rid of it. I mean, they're removing it from digital storefronts, but I don't know if the servers will even exist for BC 1 and 2.
will be delisted from digital storefronts. And on December 8th, they'll finish this off by shutting down the servers forever. The announcement has hit a lot of veteran players hard, and the general reaction across social media seems to be a mixture of dismay, outrage, and just heartbreak. And while the single-player campaigns for Bad Company 1 and Bad Company 2 will still be playable, you won't be able to buy a digital copy, and their legendary multiplayer experiences will be officially offline. It's unclear if community servers or modders will be able to resurrect these games following the official shutdown. These titles, especially Bad Company 2, still have a small active player base with servers running the game's most iconic maps and modes.
It's really
They'll
crazy.
soon be joining the other classics like 1942 and 2142, as those games are only playable via piracy and or modding, which has proven to be an absolute nightmare effort when trying to actually get footage for some of my recent videos, such as Battlefield's most iconic maps and Battlefield's craziest forgotten features. Even if you own a legit copy of them on Origin, just getting them to run requires checking PC Gaming Wiki for all sorts of fixes, tweaks, and community developed tools
That's just
to get them
absurd.
to launch correctly. EA also inadvertently announced that the original Mirror's Edge is getting delisted as part of the announcement, but retracted that statement,
They said that
saying
wasn't
it was
correct.
made in error.
Yeah.
Considering Mirror's Edge is a single-player game and the online functionality is pretty much only the leaderboards. Now, sadly, this type of news is becoming more and more frequent. EA, Ubisoft, and many other major publishers have opted to shut down and delist their legacy titles rather than continuing to support them. And in some cases, this absolutely makes a lot of sense. If the game was never popular or nobody's playing it, and
Okay, but let's also kind of look at the whole situation of how massive these companies are. How expensive would it be, given the player bases that exist on these games, to just have a single server blade hosting enough servers for people to play on? Like, really? Would it really cost them that much? I don't think so, especially if they own the servers.
they're going to have to spend a lot of time and resources to keep them updated and playable, it seems to make sense just to shut them down. Especially once they become outdated and mostly unplayable, they're basically selling a product that is kind of broken at this point, leaving it up to the players to fix them on their own. And while there has been some outcry from the community about removing the legendary Bad Company 2 from the stores, how many people actually plan to go back and play it? Now, speaking on a
good point.
personal level, and someone who
That is a good point, and I personally would love to go back and play it, but I guarantee you there's no player base on PS3, guaranteed. And PC is, yeah, I've played it on PC. It's a nightmare to try and play it on PC. That was my reason why I'd never like really kind of stuck with it on PC and went back to it, because it was like, what the hell was it, BattleEye or some the anti-cheat was such a pain in the ass to get around.
loved Bad Company 2, I've only really ever had the desire to go back and play Bad Company 2 as it relates to making YouTube content. As much as I love the game and have many fond memories of playing it, the old movement mechanics are tough to go back to. You can't even strafe left and right while sprinting. So it's nice to be able to go back and document the game or talk about the experience, but in terms of actually playing Bad Company,
I think that's the silver lining that we can glean from this, is that we have YouTube as record of these games' existence, and you know, we can go back and watch it and stuff like that and kind of relive through other people, you know, our memories. Because it's tough, because you want to go back and you know, relive those good memories, but you know, custom servers, they have their own rules, and sometimes those rules can be annoying. So yeah, it's kind of hard to relive those awesome memories that you remember.
it probably won't ever be a real desire of mine at this point. However, that's not to say that others don't go back to play it for fun and nostalgia, and now that process will become more difficult or even impossible for them. And while it is technically possible to go back and play some of the older titles like Battlefield 2142, the process to make that work is such a pain. And considering that just mods and communities have been able to make it work to a certain extent, makes it even sadder that companies like EA are just kind of making these brutal business decisions rather than spending a small amount of time and resources to make some changes to the old games to make open modding or something else to make them more accessible. Now, in DICE's defense, 2042, their recent game, has a portal mode, and it allows you to play
but
some
nobody
of the classic
plays it.
Bad Company 2 maps, and it even has a decent variety of Bad
And that's
Company 2.
okay, and that's a good point too, is that you can still play, you can relive Bad Company 2, 1942, and BF3 all in Portal, but nobody plays it. That's the problem. They're not pushing Portal anymore.
Weapons. And while it's certainly not the same experience going back to play these modes, it does recreate some of the elements well, so that players can at least experience
it can
classic maps like
recreates the
Earth
fact that you
Harbor
can't
and
prone in
Valparaiso.
Bad Company
Now,
2, which I
Microsoft did
blew
something
my
quite
mind.
awesome with the Halo Master Chief Collection. It did a much better service of restoring the previous Halo games so that players interested in the massive Halo legacy could easily buy and
I honestly
play those
can't wait to get
experiences
my
without having to
Xbox
go
Series
through
S
some rigmarole
to play
of
through that
getting
again.
old consoles or hacking the old games to make them playable. It did take their dev team quite a while to update the old games, and it even required massive engine reworks due to just how outdated the old code was, but the final product has been well
it was like
received
20 years
and
old.
is a fantastic way of preserving the Halo legacy. Unfortunately though, with DICE's legacy games being primarily rooted in the multiplayer experience, things become a little more challenging when it comes to preserving an older experience.
I wonder if this is kind of a result of their recent announcement of all the studios that they're put together to make single player content, because this is a realization that they had where they're like, we got to shut these servers down, and these are primarily multiplayer games. And I'm wondering if that's why they're creating all these new studios to make single player experiences, because they do, to some degree, I'm not giving EA the benefit of the doubt, but they do to some degree want people to keep playing their games years on, you know what I mean?
Though Battlefield 2042's Portal could be a key to this type of preservation. And in fact, before 2042 even launched and we were just getting hints about the capabilities of Portal, many players thought that it would be this massive hub for everything Battlefield.
It would have been
whether it was new
nice.
experiences or preserving the classic experiences.
If that's how they want to do it, they should do it that way.
Tied directly into the 2042 experience and the rough launch associated with.
But this is what I'm saying, and I said this before this game launched, before 2042 launched. I said the same thing for sports games and everything. Just rebrand to be Battlefield. That's it. Have the Portal. The Portal is where you can make these games exist. Bad Company 2, 1942, 1943, all of them. Take all of them and allow us to actually play them in one game. And it's called Battlefield. That's it. That's all they need. No more of this naming scheme. No more of this, what number do we call this? Is this Battlefield 6? No, it's 2042. What, like, why does that make sense to anybody? Why does anybody care? Like, you know, that's why I said enough. Just call it Battlefield. You want a live service that'll last you forever, essentially? Forever? That's how you do it. Battlefield. And then you update the game, and we've seen it done before. Okay, take a look at World of Warcraft. They've updated their engine many times. And we didn't have to buy a new game. We didn't have to, download a whole different game. It just updated itself. Granted, okay, it technically did download a whole different game, but it's like it was updating the files that were already there. And, if that's the way they want it, I mean, let's be honest, ever since Bad Company 1, Frostbite has been the engine. And it's just been iterating on each version. So why wouldn't you be able to just update the game to have that new version? Say you're releasing a new Battlefield game, do it within Battlefield. And if you want like some sort of monetary thing, like expansion pass or something like $40 expansion like Destiny's doing, you can have your microtransactions, but also, hey, we're releasing a new game. It's $40, but it comes with a single player campaign. It would be a money making machine. If that's really what they're worried about, to make money, it would be a money making machine for them if they just did that. That's it.
The popularity of Portal was tied into an unpopular game. Not to mention the very much hyped modding tools, while
that also I agree with.
Portal didn't let
Portal
players manipulate maps to the
should
extent
not
that
have
many
been
were hoping for.
tied to
Nonetheless,
2042.
I still wonder if DICE could create something similar to the Master Chief Collection with a remaster bundle of their older games, using the Portal Foundation and bringing those titles into a more updated but still classic experience. I feel like remastering some of the more rare games like Battlefield Vietnam and 2142 would provide a very attractive package for players who never got to experience that era of Battlefield. Maybe even opening Portal up more with modding tools and letting the community integrate more self-made things or accurate recreations of the old classics. It's wild how powerful the modding and crowdsourcing scene has been, and DICE could have all of that running off of their products if they actually invited it more. Portal is really more of a baby step into a more full-fledged modding experience. And sadly, over the years, they've made their engines progressively more exclusionary. So while old engines like Battlefield 2 had quite a few decent mods built around them, modding was never supported with official tools, and it was mostly killed off
still
once the
figured out how to
Frostbite
do it.
engine became the primary engine. So not only does DICE shutting down the old Bad Company 2 servers and delisting the games seem like a heartless business decision,
I mean, let's be honest though, Bad Company 1 was delisted years ago though.
To keep it alive, and
I'm not even sure if it existed in digital form on PS3.
Why not make money off of your old titles? Why not build a platform around the preservation of your old games in the way that the Halo Master Chief Collection did? Now, it is true that the draw to play old multiplayer games is less alluring compared to playing old single-player games, but I definitely think DICE could find a happy balance for a restoration project. And Bad Company 2 is specifically a hot-button topic for fans. It was a very successful game, more so than DICE expected, and it's been over 10 years.
Which is really funny because there was an article that was done years ago when DICE, I think, was in Battlefield 4 was the main game at the time, and they were asked, why do you think Bad Company 2 was so successful? And they were like, we have no idea. Like you have the developer of the game that everybody loved saying they had no clue why their game was so successful. Like, you guys have the metrics. You can see what people are doing. Use that as an answer if you have to.
Now, since it launched, and ever since, players have been clamoring for a sequel.
I'll tell you why. Because it was fun.
Basically didn't do anything about.
It wasn't made to make money. It was made to be fun, made with passion.
Portal. Fans have been absolutely baffled by this seemingly obvious oversight, and to now have Bad Company 1 and 2 delisted and the servers shutting down feels like DICE just shutting the doors on one of the most successful offshoots that the franchise ever had. It brings up
And no
old
Bad
wounds for
Company
the community
3
and
either.
puts a spotlight on poor decisions from EA, like developing a cops and criminals offshoot instead
Okay,
of just
but the
reviving
multiplayer
Bad
in that
Company.
was
One of the
awesome.
many tone-deaf decisions that has reflected a disconnect from the overall player
I
base.
love the
What are
multiplayer
your
in that
thoughts
game.
on classic games getting delisted like this, specifically
I should have played it more,
Battlefield games?
to be fair.
It's sort of a weird problem where some of the extremely old games that are just simply single player can be preserved more easily due to the lack of server integration.
Right.
But with games that were mostly online, the preservation becomes significantly more complicated. Should big studios find practical ways of preserving their legacy, or do you not really care and are fine with the history of these games kind of
Still can't believe the
away with
ASVAL was a
servers?
sniper.
Let me know in the comments.
It's such a weird gun to make a sniper. Yeah, I mean, the thing is that there have been some programs in the past. What the hell? Oh, it's Fortnite Creative 2.0. Is that what people are making in that? Hold on.
Wow. Guys.
No.
I don't think a lot of people are fully like understanding. Like, this is Fortnite. I'm literally in Fortnite right now, right? And this was made with the Creative 2.0.
What? Dude,
This
it's
is unreal, bro.
It's like Ghost of Tsushima or something. Holy crap. Oh, I've got to check that out. I didn't know that people were making that kind of stuff. I thought creative was like, oh, we go in there and fool around. Not make a whole different looking game. Like, that doesn't look like... I mean, okay, to be fair, that actually does look like Unreal Engine. Because it's on Unreal Engine. But seriously, like, what the hell was that? I have to check that out. All right, hold on. I'm going to refill my coffee. Be right back. All right, Huff. I don't know if you're still here, but I didn't really know what to do tonight. I figured I'd just hang out. We'd watch a couple videos. Maybe watching these videos will inspire me to play something. I don't know. Didn't really have much to think about playing. I'd come home. I did my workout, and then the nosebleed happened. And I was kind of like, man, I just don't know. I always look at the amount of time that I have to stream, which technically I could go all the way to midnight, I guess, if I wanted to, but I don't want to do that. And, you know, I could put some hours into something. But yeah, in the 2 or 3 hours that I have, I mean, that's not a whole lot of time to be putting into like 14. You know what I mean? Yeah, she is.
Games have gotten more and more ambitious over the years, and while that's a good thing, we've also seen more and more games launching with more and more glitches. Hi folks, it's Falcon, and today on Game Ranks, the 10 worst recent game-breaking glitches. Starting off with number 10, The Sims 4 and its excessive autonomous meanness. The world of The Sims is a lot more idealized than our own. Like, it's a world where everyone mostly gets along, and your main concerns are not to burn down your house and not peeing on the floor. That's how it's supposed to be.
I haven't played Sims in a while,
Back in
man.
October 2022, after a particular patch update, players started to report that their Sims were getting angrier. Family members, neighbors, and even random passers-by would just stop and yell at you, pick a fight, generally cause chaos. Maxis caused this excessive autonomous meanness, so the overall problem seemed to be that for whatever reason, the bugged AI was more likely to pick the mean options over the friendly ones. In most games, that'd just be a funny thing that wouldn't have a big effect on gameplay, but The Sims is all about personal connections, so suddenly having every Sim torpedo their relationships and make themselves miserable all the time, it was ruining some games. EA did eventually fix it. It took over 2 months though, so that's 2 months of screaming, recrimination, and ruined imaginary lives. From the outside, it's actually pretty funny watching people Sims get all pissed off and transform their games into Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf for no reason, but it was probably pretty annoying for anybody who just wanted to play the game without every in-game moment turning into a screaming match.
It's
And
crazy
number
how
9 is the
how endless some of these games are, like The Sims, Civilization, City Skylines, like any kind of city builder. All these games are so endless. And when I think back to when I played any of The Sims, I played all of them except 4, not to a great extent. Like, that's the thing. I haven't played them all through. You know, even back in Sims 1, I immediately entered cheat codes so I could have unlimited cash, so I could just build my house and have my Sim live their life without having to worry about working. You know, I never actually played through a Sims game, but it's just like, it's crazy how much time you can put into these things.
standby bug from the Dead Space remake. Wow, this is
More
easily
so
one of
than,
the best
like, a
remakes of
multiplayer
to
game,
come out
really.
in some time. It's unfortunately suffering from a few annoying game-breaking bugs. The most problematic one, it seems like the most players are suffering with, is the standby bug, where certain doors forever remain set on standby. You can't open them, so you can't progress.
I haven't heard
That's
anything
pretty
about
game-breaking. For normal players,
bugs in
it's
this
pretty
game.
bad, but also generally pretty easy to solve. Just reload an autosave from before you trigger the door. Of course, if you, for example, ran into this bug, tried to backtrack and see if the door would reset, and then came back only to find that the game had overwritten all of your pre-bug progress, that makes your only option restarting the game. That's a really specific case, so it's
that
not
would
a
suck.
common thing, but if you're an achievement hunter or just like a challenge, this bug can really be miserable. If you want 100% complete the Dead Space remake, you gotta play through the game on the impossible difficulty, which is both extremely difficult, but also only gives you one life. There's no backup saves, and if you hit the standby bug, you're screwed. That's just the end of the run. You gotta start over. It's a real drag for what's otherwise just a fantastic game. It's not just one either. There's multiple bugged out doors. And as of writing,
That's
and recording,
insane, though. You only have
they
one
haven't
life
fully eliminated from
on the
game.
impossible
it's likely that
difficulty?
It will eventually, but for now, it's a really frustrating roadblock for anybody who wants that sweet foam finger unlockable.
I was gonna say, wasn't the foam finger just like the hard difficulty? Not like hard, but like the one above that. I thought it was something else, but I guess it was the impossible difficulty, because like you have one life. Anybody who gets that is a god.
At number 8 is The Division 2. Ubisoft kind of finds new and novel ways to break their games on.
There's a game I miss playing.
The Division 2.
And I don't have to miss it. I just really don't feel like buying the expansion right now. I thought I did. It's only like $15, I think. So it's not that bad. I mean, I just spent $100 on Destiny 2. But yeah, I mean, that would be the answer to all my problems with Division 2 is I would get the expansion and then I'd go to New York And that's where everybody is.
2 is probably one of those games. It's been around for a while. It's still alive and chugging with a skeleton crew of probably overworked developers. That's the only way to explain just how messed up this bug is. Back in February, the developers were going to launch the 11th season of the game called Reign of Fire, but they had to delay it due to what they're calling
I haven't
localization.
done anything with the seasons. What do the seasons do? Do they bring more cosmetics into it or something? Or I don't know what the seasonal model for Division 2 really does. So like that part's confusing to me. I've missed
which
all the
sounds
seasons.
Pretty innocuous, right? Just change some text around, no big deal. But in creating a fix for the problem, they somehow managed to create
Break it.
an entirely new problem, which crashed the game's
That can happen.
build generation, which is the system they use to create updates for the game. So the whole system for updating the game was
that
wrecked,
ghosting.
and there was no way to update the game until they completely rebuilt the entire thing, which ended up delaying the next season for a few weeks until they managed to hash the whole problem out. So while this was a major game-breaking issue for the dev team, it wasn't that big of an issue for the players. Like looking at the Steam page where most of the reviews are complaining about the ways the game crashes randomly on PC, a glitched out build generator is far from the Division's only problems, but it's definitely kind of one of the funniest. Like it started with a localization issue. How do you go from that to the entire process they use to update the game is totally wrecked and needs to be rebuilt?
Somebody put
And number
a
7
period in the
is
wrong place.
Hogwarts Legacy Falling Forever bug. Another major game release, another set of nasty bugs. For the most part, Hogwarts Legacy is a lot more stable than what we've come to expect from new games lately, but it's not perfect, you know? Probably the most common
game is.
game-breaking bug that players have been struggling with is this bizarre Falling Forever glitch where resetting the game after opening a chest that for some reason doesn't give any players any rewards makes them appear in an empty void where they're literally trapped falling forever until you turn the game off. Some players had some luck by switching the broomstick immediately as the game loads, then fast traveling out of the endless abyss, while others managed to load old saves. That may lose a little progress, but at least you're not trapped in the everything bagel. The worst of these bugs happens when players get trapped and suddenly all their autosaves are gone, so there's nothing you can do but reset the game. Like a lot of stuff at the top of this list, it's likely this bug will get fixed eventually, but as of now, I still see people complain about it, so it's still giving people problems. And number 6.
One wandering merchant was standing in the ocean. That's a funny one, though.
Next is the Metroid Prime remaster. They even remastered the glitches. This has been a great year for remasters. In the case of the Metroid Prime remaster, it might be a little too faithful to the original. In the classic version of Metroid Prime, there's an extremely famous soft lock that could happen pretty late in the game, where if you don't pick up one of the artifacts required to open the final area of the game when it first shows up, it disappears forever and the game becomes unwinnable. That exact same bug is in the remaster, and it plays out the exact same way. The funny thing is that the bug was actually fixed for the European release of the game, so it's one that Nintendo has fixed in the past, but with the remaster, it's back. Most likely, the developers used the North American version of Metroid Prime as the base, so all those quirks got carried over to the remaster.
If I gotta say that I'm not getting a Switch. I'll get whatever iteration of their console they do next because it'll be more powerful. But I was very impressed when I saw Digital Foundry's coverage on Metroid Prime Remastered. I never played Metroid Prime, so the fact that I looked at that and I was like, that is phenomenal looking. I absolutely would get that game if I get a Nintendo system.
Honestly, it's pretty funny to see the bug that so many people complained about back in the day back to haunt a new generation of gamers.
Yeah, especially
This
back in the
one's
day,
probably
they couldn't
reasonable
fix
to
it the way they
assume
can
they'll
now.
fix at some point as well, too, though. And number 5, High on Life, getting trapped forever in the space Applebee's. Yeah, that's something that can happen. Sounds like
Space
a joke, but
Applebee's.
it's not. Near the
How'd they
end
get
of High
away
on
with
Life, there's
that?
a sequence where you need to have a solemn heart-to-heart with your talking gun. So you go to Space Applebee's, which is Applebee's but in space. The problem starts when you try to leave. Normally not much to it, but there's a pretty decent amount of players out there for whatever reason, where the front door just never opens. They're trapped and loading an autosave doesn't do anything. I've seen people who manage to glitch into this place and get trapped early as well. If you've got a backup save, players can fall back on that, but if they don't, the only option is to start the game over again. And that's a good 10 or so hours if you get stuck near the end of this game. So while the glitch sounds funny, for those affected, it's definitely not a laughing matter. And number 4 is the no weapons bug from Saints Row. Let's just say not great reboot. This
I was
is
so
kind of a
sad by
collection of
this.
bugs calling itself a
I'm
game,
glad I didn't
right?
pre-order
To call
it or
a mess
anything.
would be an understatement. It was so buggy at release, and even after months of major patching, it's still in pretty rough shape. Because hey, it was attempting to be the game that it is, right? There's a lot of problems here that aren't bugs. That said, there was a really game-breaking, truly bizarre no weapons bug that seemed to affect everyone who played this thing at release. For some reason, at a certain point in the story, your character just stops interacting with everything. It's most noticeable with your weapons because you just can't use them. At first, that's all it seems like is going on, but after a while, you can't talk to NPCs, you can't interact with things on the map, or even get in cars. You're forced to wander around on foot, and you're unable to do anything. Like, it sucks. Some people manage to fix it with a hard reset, but it's not a guaranteed solution. If you made the mistake of saving while in the no weapon state,
Dude, I hate
you're
the
more
fact-
or less out of luck when that happens.
I really, 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 really hate the fact that I can see the ghosting in the game through a video. I hate it. I hate that I notice these things. Like, it's really pissing me off that developers keep using temporal anti-aliasing or whatever that is. I'm going to assume it's their AA method because it usually is, but it also could be a combination of that plus upscaling or something like that, causing that ghosting issue. It could be the ambient occlusion method that they're using, but it's really pissing me off that these developers keep using these techniques when they look awful. Use something that doesn't make it look like that. Like, oh, I don't know, FXAA or MSAA. That was a great anti-aliasing method. Ridiculous.
As far as soft locks go, this one's pretty bad. Sure, you can still walk around, but that's about it. And it's really only the tip of the iceberg with Saints Row. There were and are so many bugs, it'd just be impossible to list all of them here. Plus, again, it's Saints Row 2022. If it had no bugs, it would still be this game.
I'm sad to see that series probably just, that's the death of it right there, potentially. I don't know how they're gonna recover from that one.
3 is Dying Light 2's Infinite Death Loop. Not as bad as it sounds. While the devs at Techland definitely did get this bug swatted, it took a long time. For some reason, Dying Light 2 really struggled with co-op.
This is why I'm
and it's
glad
where
I'm
most
not
of the
buying
game's
a lot
major
of
bugs
games
seem to come from. The worst,
when they
or
release.
at least the most widely reported, was this one where
Like I
you
said,
can't
unless
while playing another person's game.
Unless they are from a very reputable company, like I would have pre-ordered and played God of War Ragnarok day one if I wasn't, but that was still when I was Gamers Platform and I still had my website and everything. So I was like, I gotta make a series out of this, but I was being lazy about it. So I genuinely would have played that day one, Horizon Forbidden West, anything from Sony, basically.
Then you get trapped outside the mission area and aren't given enough time to get back, which traps players in this literal infinite death loop where they die, restart in a no-win state, and die again.
Well, that sucks.
What sucks about this is it can ruin your single-player game. Certain players have managed to deal with it by playing with their friends, but that has its own problems because apparently this bug is infectious, and if you run into it while playing with a friend, it's possible it'll get saved into their game as well. So you'll have inadvertently not just ruined your own game, but also theirs. What really sucked about this one is the game didn't ship with the ability to make manual saves, so all you had were auto saves to get out of the death trap. Even though the first Dying Light had saves, the second didn't, and that made certain glitches like this one
For
way
some
worse.
reason.
Like I said, they did eventually fix this by adding a way to load multiple save files, but for players hit with this bug early, it was way too little, way too late. And number 2 is Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, a bug that deletes your saves. In a year of frustratingly buggy game releases,
All right, well, let's just say, for the sake of saying, those games suck. So this doesn't surprise me.
Pokemon Scarlet and Violet may have been one of the most broken, and that's really saying something. What's unusual about this particular bug is it apparently wasn't in the game at launch. Game Freak actually managed to make the game more unstable with updates, which almost sounds like a joke, but no, it is not a joke. That is fully
It is a
real.
joke.
Here's the thing, the 1.2 patch was supposed to fix glitches, but after downloading it, certain players started running into issues all over. Normal stuff that involved the network seemed to be corrupting players' save files, and this is just basic stuff that we're talking about here. Players assumed it was from buying DLC or connecting to the Pokemon Go app, but that's not the case. And for a Pokemon player, losing a save file is devastating. It's potentially hundreds of hours of progress just gone in a puff of smoke. And what makes this one so bad is how little it's understood. Nobody really knows exactly what causes it. Just that patch 1.2.0 is where save files started getting corrupted. As of recording, this issue apparently isn't resolved. It's rare, thankfully.
Probably
but
shouldn't.
That's not
If
a
you
lot
can
of
play the game
solace
without
to
updating
players
it, then
who've
you probably
lost
should
their
just do
saves.
that.
And the current players who want to know
And
when
look
this
at
whole
look at how
problem is gonna
crappy
get
that
fixed.
looks, dude. Like, how do you put out a game that looks like this?
And finally, at number 1 is The Good Life, the no quest bug. Anyone remember this one? The Good Life is kind of a game that came and went back in 2021, 2022. with
Never
a lot
heard of this.
fanfare. It was meant to be Swery's next big thing, but after the 1-2 punch of Deadly Premonition 2 in this game, it seems like his big success with the first Deadly Premonition was a bit of a fluke. Maybe this game has its defenders, I don't know, but if there's one thing that can't
Never
be
even heard of
defended,
it.
it's this bug. If people are playing The Good Life for anything, it's most likely the story, but there's a big problem with it. About 3/4 into the game, which keep in mind is a long time and very tedious. Like, there's a lot of busy work involved, a lot of real pointless feeling stuff, and the game suddenly and without warning, it's gonna stop. Like, it stops. Events are supposed to keep happening, and there's supposed to be more quests to play through, but they stop. Like, I don't know how else to put it. It makes the game impossible to complete, and at this point, it seems unlikely the developers will ever bother to fix it. If your game glitches, it sounds like there's really nothing you can do. You can try to load your save, but even if it's hours back, when you get back to where you were, it's probably going to soft lock again. Nobody knows how or why, so it's kind of a roll.
That
of the
dude
dice
is
if you're able
batting
to finish
1,000,
the game
man.
or not, which they've been trying to clamp down on gambling in games lately, and I just feel like this is kind of, you're betting the price of the game on if you can finish it, more or less. It sucks, especially since it's probably just the super fans who are even going to bother getting this far into what is really a slog of a game. They're suffering just to see the story, and you're not even going to give them that. It's the worst of all worlds. And that's all.
That dude is batting 1,000. First, a busted ass Deadly Premonition 2, and now this.
Hi everyone, hope you're doing well and welcome to
Jack.
Redfall Gameplay and Impressions. So a couple weeks ago, I was very lucky and Bethesda invited me down to their studio office in London to check out the game and play it on PC for about an hour and a half in total. Talking shop for a second, it's nice that these gaming events are coming back now. The last event that I went to before the pandemic was January 2020. I think that was a Doom Eternal capture event in London, and then all the travel and events stopped. And for me personally, there
that's a
wasn't
long time
anything
ago.
else until January 2023 with the Hogwarts Legacy event that I went to, and now of course Redfall. So it seems that all that stuff is starting to come back now, and people are being invited to go to studios and various spaces to check out games early. And it's nice because you get to meet the people that work at the publishers, you get to meet the developers and chat with them and see what their grand vision for the game is and the reasons behind some of the gameplay choices that they've made when they were making these games. Just gives you an extra bit of insight, I think, at times. But I digress. Now, interestingly, this game is on Unreal Engine 5, and for me, I think it's only the second
It's a little janky
Unreal
looking.
Engine 5 game that I've played when I think about it. The first one is probably Fortnite because they updated that.
I was gonna say,
engine
it's Fortnite.
to UE5 so they could put cool nanite technology in it and physics and lighting and stuff.
Lumen.
But Redfall also runs on Unreal Engine 5 and it's out on May 2nd.
Looks really good.
So UE5 games are starting to see the light of day and become actual things now, which is super cool. So what is Redfall then? Well, it's being developed by Arcane, and I'm sure that you've played many of their games before, like Prey, Deathloop, Dishonored. And if you look at Redfall, you probably immediately go, oh yeah, that's an Arcane game, because they've all got this consistent style and feel to them. You can play this game solo all the way through, or you can play it in co-op with up to 4 people, and each person picks
I think it'd be fun in co-op.
character who's got their own
Be
special
really fun.
skills and abilities with a skill tree, so you can go in and customize that and how the abilities work to change your gameplay style. And then you're thrown into an open world where you can choose to explore, you can do encounters, you can come across side missions, you could just do the main story if you wanted to. And the goal is to take back Redfall, which is this fictional place in Massachusetts, which has been overrun by vampires and the people that follow them.
I just came back from
rough
Massachusetts.
idea of what this game feels like to play, like other similar titles, I would say that it's a mix of Far Cry, Dishonored, Borderlands, and a bit of Destiny sprinkled in there.
It's a
I
lot.
feel like in the initial gameplay trailers that
It's a
they
lot
showed
mixed
for
in.
this, it came across as Left 4 Dead or Back 4 Blood type of vibe, but it doesn't play like that because it is this open world setting rather than going through a linear environment where hordes of
To be fair, though,
zombies or
I wouldn't have
vampires
cared
come
if
at
it was
you.
like
That
Left 4
doesn't really
Dead-ish.
happen
I
here. It's
love
much
that
more
game,
like Far
so
Cry than Left 4 Dead, I would say. In terms of the
I'm all
weapons
about
that
those
you'll pick
co-op
up,
shooters.
well, they've all got stats on and unique perks and stuff, so that's the Borderlands starting to creep in there. And then as you go through the game, of course, there's plenty
That's
of stuff
cool,
to
though.
loot,
You
so
actually
that's
do
a bit
have
of
to finish
Destiny.
off the
You beat a
vampires.
boss, you probably get a chest at the end of it, maybe RNGs, this will be on your side, and you find a nice assault rifle in there. In terms of what I actually
Ooh.
played here, well, they kind of left me to my own devices. I could choose any of the 4 characters that I wanted to, and they dropped me in at one of the safe houses with a couple of missions, and I just went on my way.
The
Just,
frame rate is
explored a little
awful,
bit,
though.
as you do. Got used to the gameplay mechanics, the gunplay, the abilities. Did a couple of side encounters where I cleared out neighborhoods of vampires.
And I know that probably sounds unfair, but to be fair, the game is coming out in May. So they have 2 months, less than 2 months, to fix the frame rate, to make this game polished. That may be enough time, it may not be.
Vampires and cultists before heading over to the area where the story mission was. Now, I would say that this is where the Dishonored DNA is strongly rooted in the game. The story missions and a lot of the side missions have got the multiple choice aspect to them.
I was like,
and in
oh,
this
why
mission
is
in
his aim so
particular, I
bad?
had
He's
to go
playing
to
on
this
controller.
giant mansion and infiltrate
Jack
it
is
and
not a
figure out what
controller player at
happened
all,
there. You
which
can
is
approach
weird
it in
because
many
there
different
should be
ways.
aim
So I
assist.
could have just gone in guns blazing, gone really loud, but of course if you do that you'll get spotted by the sentries and they've got these horrible laser beams that just insta-kill you. And if
Oh.
you get in a scrap, the enemies will raise the alarm and that will bring more
So you can't
enemies
really
towards
play the way you
which
want, though,
naturally gets a bit
if that's the
chaotic.
case.
So I tried it once like that, ended up dying, and then I tried it again a bit more stealthy. So I went around the back of the mansion, found
See, that feels like a forced gameplay style, though. I don't agree with that. What the hell's this? The entire evolution of Destiny, creation to Lightfall, 2 hours. I don't like that. I don't like the fact that they're like, well, you could, but you're gonna get your ass kicked. So we highly recommend that you stealth it. It's like, that's, especially with 3 other people, like, why would nobody's gonna want to do that?
the side entrance, jumped in, used my cloak, and I started taking out the enemies in there with a silenced pistol.
But that makes me wonder, is it match made, or do you
Hitman
actually
style
have to
without raising
have
the alarm.
3 friends
I was
of
just playing
yours
solo
join
here
you?
too. So imagine what that could be like if there was 4 of you. I assume if you're playing with your mates and you decide to go in loud, it's going to be absolute chaos and a good laugh. Or you could challenge yourselves as a group and try and complete the mission in complete stealth, all picking silenced weapons and try and never be detected. One thing that
That's
I liked
hard, though,
about the mission
because,
that I played, though,
you know,
was that it
Payday
didn't
2 has
explicitly tell
done
you
that
exactly
before.
what to do. And what I mean by that,
It's
without
really, if
spoiling
everybody's
too
not on the
much,
same
is that you
page,
get to a
it's
point
tough to
where
do
you have
stealth.
to find 3 little dolls and then put them back in a dollhouse. And there's a note at the dollhouse, and it gives you a rough idea of where these dolls might be. It doesn't put 3 icons in the game world and says, here's the first one, here's the second, here's the third. It doesn't make it easy for you. You've got to read the note
That's good,
and
though.
figure out, based on the last 20 minutes of exploring that you've done in the mansion,
kitchen.
where these items might be.
There's the
and
first
then you go
doll.
and find them. So there's an element of puzzle and exploration here.
That's
too.
good. That's
Again,
good,
with
though.
friends, I think that could be a good laugh as you split up, fighting enemies along the way and trying to figure stuff out. There's definitely horror in here too. The mission that I played was
it's
quite
vampires.
creepy. And I had a couple of jump scares as well, which when you're in a room with about 10 other people, not ideal, but as you can see, the game itself is dark. So the flashlight comes in handy, of course. And there's various different enemy types too. You've got the cultists, which I just think are humans who have decided to side with the vampires, and you can kill them with any old weapon in the game. But the vampires themselves, there's different variations of them. So you've got your basic Barry vampire who you can shoot for a bit. Eventually they go in this down state, but to finish them off, you have to stake them. You have to physically walk over to them and use a stake, or if you've got a stake on the end of your gun, you can stick it in their heart. I did have access to a stake launcher as well, which
I like
if I
that.
hit
That's
the
pretty
vampires,
cool.
it would do a lot of damage to them.
It's like kill
eventually
confirmed.
killing them, but you didn't get much ammo for that. So the powerful ranged weapons might be limited in ammo in that respect. Then there's different types of vampires that have various attacks like teleportation, explosions.
Was that her
ranged
special
attacks.
ability?
The next level is, I would say, mini boss vampires, which
That's
control
sick.
different neighborhoods, and if you kill them, you take that neighborhood back and get their skull. And eventually, if you get enough skulls, you can use those to fight one of the vampire gods. And I seem to recall there's 4 of them in total. And I
don't know if this would be a reason I'd get it a Series S, but this is definitely a game I'd get.
Vampire gods.
I mean, if I got an Xbox Series S, it'd be to play exclusive Xbox games.
The 4 characters that you can play here and some of their abilities. I mainly played as Jacob, and he is a soldier archetype.
That's so sick,
He's got a
dude.
raven which you can send out, and that scans areas, so you can see enemies through walls. He's got a cloak, and he's got a sniper, which is essentially an aimbot. I was like, is this how it feels to use an aimbot in video games? That's
Yeah,
far
right.
too much power. And then there's Layla, who is more of a psychic telekinesis character, and she can put down a boost. She can use an umbrella as a shield. She can summon a vampire, and you can change these abilities. So, for example, with the shield umbrella, you can have it so you go in the skill tree and you select something which says, okay, so any bullets that are fired at this, I can fire them back at enemies, that kind of thing. There's Devinder. He's got an arc javelin, which is just this electric stick you put in the ground, and it shocks any enemies that come near it. He can teleport, and he can use this blacklight staff thing that instantly freezes the vampires. So in the game, you can get UV guns that freeze vampires if you want to try and kill them quicker or do a bit of crowd control. And then there's Remy, who has a C4 charge, a big bomb essentially, a robot you can send out to distract, shock, and immobilize enemies. And you can also use her for support, healing, reviving, etc. So a lot of these abilities work with the other characters. So you're playing it in co-op.
I mean,
you
it
can
looks
employ
gorgeous,
in
but the
teamwork
frame rate
and
is
make some
awful.
inventive gameplay for each other. And that's about all I've got for you today. I wanted to keep this pretty high level as I don't want to spoil too much of the story, but that is the gist of Redfall. It's a story-driven solo or co-op FPS.
I keep forgetting
with
to like
RPG
videos.
Mechanics, vampires, vampire bosses, with a lot of Dishonored and Far Cry type gameplay in there. It's out on PC and Xbox May 2nd and will be available on Game Pass from day 1. Thank you for watching.
I'm going to go back and like
Yesterday,
his video too. And this one. I got to start liking more videos. This was weird. Hey, there's me.
You got unfollowed. Is this drama?
Jenna tells the story of how she got unfollowed by XQC.
So I was like, all right, I'll give some of that energy back.
You got unfollowed. Is this drama?
Jenna tells the story of how she got unfollowed by XQC.
So I was like, all right, I'll give some of that energy back. I'll give him some energy back, cause he's like talking this big game. He's like, my charisma's maxed out, blah blah blah. So I Google searched. I was like, learning disability schools in Canada, and I screenshotted it.
Go figure, she's got a nice pair.
And I sent it to him, and I was like, I don't think I'm qualified
I wonder why she's
to
popular.
help you out with this one, but here's like a step in the right direction. XOXOXO. And all I have to say is he unfollowed he unfollowed me.
It's not really drama.
I don't know. Ugh.
Is she crying about that?
Well, I mean, she's a. Why? How do I say it? I've seen her make so many people uncomfortable.
You think someone pay $100,000 to have sex with you? That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's funny.
What, you think higher?
All right, first and foremost, what the hell is happening in this clip? We got one dude wearing nail polish shaving another dude's leg while she's playing with her pants. What the?
No.
What do you think?
You're bald.
Okay.
That's what I think.
I have seen her make so many people fucking uncomfortable. And the thing is, it's because I think that she is kind of a degenerate.
Kind of?
I do. I think she kind of is.
Look at that
you're
other
not
clip.
used to a girl
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
I also like.
I wonder
was
why she's
thinking about
popular.
The Twitter DMs show your last recent message, and so we saw the XQC DM of him saying he had his charisma maxed. So she could have actually seen the clip of him leaking his DMs and then messaged him that. After that,
I have no idea what that is. No idea what he's talking about. I don't know. Oh, that's right. He showed off some more of his game. You know who else is making a game? Shroud. It seems like content creators all around just don't know what else to do other than just, hey, why don't I make a game? This is ridiculous, which I'm also going to say, while this monitor, it's a very pretty monitor, worth the purchase, if you're looking for high refresh, I do have a little buyer's remorse. I thought I would be able to utilize it more with the PS5. You can only utilize it in certain games which I don't play anymore. And that's unfortunate. It'd be nice if developers took advantage of it and said, well, the PS5 can put out 120 frames, so let's make our single player game do that. That'd be nice. I don't know why, and it's again, it goes back to Destiny 2, where it's like, I don't play Crucible. I loathe that game mode. So why is it they can get Crucible to run at 120, but they refuse to make the base game do that? Like Crucible, yeah, okay, you've got this small arena as opposed to, I don't know, a world like Mars or something, but it's not even that big. But I guarantee you just as much crap happens in Crucible, like particle effects and abilities going off and stuff like that. So why is it that single player games that I play are not being updated to play at 120 hertz? Then I would not be feeling horrible about buying this monitor. And when I played Call of Duty, yeah, Call of Duty ran at 120-ish. You know, I don't play Call of Duty now because it sucks. So, you know, it's just like, I really wish developers would just kind of try and push that envelope. Like that's supposed to be the capabilities of this machine, and it can't, they're not taking advantage of it. It's right here. Make my PS5 play my single player games at 120 frames a second, and then I will not feel bad about buying this monitor. You know, but now I'm seeing the error that I made and saying, you know what? And I played out on my TV in the living room those few times, and I was like, actually, I kind of like this instead. 4K 60. And that's why I was like, I should have saved this. I didn't pay $300. I paid what? The hell did I pay? 210, whatever. I don't know. It was $70 off. I should have saved that money and just got myself, if I knew it was coming out, I should have got myself the new M9 monitor. Because that monitor is specifically designed around the PS5. It's 4K. It's 144 hertz. I don't care about the high refresh. I just want 4K. Oh my God. Wow. So needless to say, I do wish I just waited and got and would have found out about the M9, because I look over at my Asus here, this damn monitor I've had for I don't know how long. My very first unboxing video. Actually, let me take a look on my PC here. And I don't know why I did that. And I'm going to go into Where my playlist again? There it is. There it is. Unboxings. My very first unboxing video was that monitor, but it doesn't seem to be... Oh, I think I made this list after that. Okay, well, then I'm going to have to go through my videos. It's definitely going to be a few pages in. Oh, here we go. I can sort by 50 rows per page now. That's good. I am actually curious as to how many years ago this was already. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I don't know if I mentioned, I might not have. 2018. Dude, almost exactly 5 years ago. March 26, 2018, was my 300 subscriber thank you video. So in 5 years, I got almost 1,000 subs. That's sick. Anyway, there was a guy who mentioned me in his video. He was doing a guide playing World of Warcraft from like 1 to 60. Or I should say how to play World of Warcraft from 1 to 60 or what to do and stuff like that. And he was like, bonus at Full Spectrum Studios or Full Spec Studios did a fantastic series, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, that's so cool. It was really cool. I couldn't believe it. I had no idea that somebody would actually do that. All right. I should be getting close. It's my very first unboxing video. How many videos do I have on my channel? I honestly have no idea. I do wish my Elder Scrolls series actually kept up with the thousands of views. Oh, there's my video of the first time I genuinely got scared on stream. Yeah, like my first Elder Scrolls video got over 6,000 views. That's so sick. Where is it? Live streams, graphic. I wanted to do more graphics comparison videos. That actually got 177 views. That's crazy. I don't think it's here. I think I might have gone past it. Did I go past? Oh, there it is. I didn't have a proper thumbnail for it. Okay. 813 views. That was in 2015? That was 8 years ago? Whoa. I've had this monitor for 8 years. I didn't know that. I actually didn't realize that. I've had this monitor for 8 years. Anyway, so my point was... that I was making was that I look at this thing that I've had for 8 years Okay. Aside from the few wear and tear marks on this thing, you wouldn't even know it was used. This monitor, given its size, okay, that's 21.5 inch. This is a 24 inch. And I've always said this, 24 inches for 1080p is like the edge. Like that's where you have to stop with 1080p. Anything bigger and it looks awful. But even 24 inches kind of doesn't look good either. But 21.5 inches, this monitor from Asus, in terms of like its brightness, its clarity, its color, looks so much better than this monitor. And I've had thoughts about just going back to the Asus monitor because it just looks that much better visually. The color is better, it's more vibrant. You know? Especially for like if I want to play on PC, it's capped at 60, so I don't have to like, you know, I can't take advantage of 165 hertz. That's just not going to happen with my PC. I can do 60. I can absolutely do 60. Part of me also feels like I really should get back into Battlefield because Season 4 started, but, you know. Is this out already? No, it's not. Jester's Festival. Oh, Elder Scrolls Online. Get specialists for free. Aren't they already free? No surprise there. What do they got going on here? Ooh. Oh, the monthly games. PlayStation, EA. There it is. Okay. Yep, there's that. Damn, they actually... What the... I actually did want to play this. I know it's not a great game, but... I still have to play... the first Life is Strange game. Yeah, they gave away a lot. Wow, they're giving away Final Fantasy Type 0. This one looked good. Damn, Rage 2. Dude, look at all these games that are on this list. Alright, well, we gotta add this to my library. I've been actually... This was a game I wanted to get. Can I just add it to my library? I don't know why I have to download it. I don't want to download it. I just want to add it to my library. Okay. Believe it or not, I do actually want to play this. It's only $12 either way. Trial version, United bundle. I'm just gonna do this because it's free. And see, there's this. I don't have to. I can always just do. All right, were these added to my list or what's the deal? All right, you know, I'll just be safe. I'll push download and look at the difference though. 64 as opposed to 28. Bro, come on. What did they add to the PS5 version that is that large? Other than maybe textures. I also heard this one's actually pretty good, but it didn't look like a game I'd want to play, to be honest. I'll add this to my list too. Like I genuinely want to play the Life is Strange games. They look good. See, like, this one's 11, this one's 13. 2 gigs, that seems reasonable for, like, higher grade textures or whatever. What the hell did they add to Extraction to make it that much larger than the PS4 version? There's Life is Strange 2, which I don't think I, you know, obviously I don't have it. Otherwise I would say I had it. Sure. Oh, now you're gonna give me issues. Capture card. No. Okay, well, whatever. That was a small thing. Very excited that they're coming out with a new Budokai, but I I haven't played a Dragon Ball Z game in years. What is this? That's it? It's just a couple screenshots? What the hell is it? It doesn't even, it just gives a little anecdote. It's not even like a description of what the game is. I like the look of this one. I don't know what it is though. I guess we'll look at it.
All right, let's talk about it. Fine.
I was just gonna ask if you could switch off the light.
Oh.
The Game Bakers.
Is our chance to start a new life with our own rules.
We can decide whatever we want.
If they learn we made our way here, they probably won't be happy.
What does that mean for us?
Like it definitely looks like a walking simulator sort of thing, or maybe like a journey type game. Well, maybe not. Now there's looks like there's gonna be combat. Dude, is it turn-based RPG? What? That's cool. I just really like the visuals.
Nothing is safe, Kay. That's what makes life so exciting. Do you think that failing to comply with an arrest is an aggravating charge?
Yes.
Good.
Apparently you can have lots of sex.
Until the last moment, then?
Until the last moment.
I think that's what I need to start doing though. Unless it's a game I really, really want, I should just wait until it comes out on PlayStation Plus. Seems to be working out for me so far. I don't have to pay for Ghostwire Tokyo. As long as I have PlayStation Plus, which I've had since day one. It's actually a really small game. Doesn't surprise me, but still surprising either way. I probably should actually add this to my library as well while it's still here. 166 gigs minimum. There's another game I really should have continued playing, Outriders. Okay, yeah, those are the monthly games. I don't know what next month's games are going to be, but when I found out that this was here, I was kind of like, okay, I got to hop on that. Oh yeah, the Minecraft Legends thing. What game type was it? Oh, there's, yeah, it's like Dynasty Warriors. God of Rock. I haven't even, what the hell is this? I haven't heard of this.
The mysterious God of Rock has revived the souls of the universe's greatest musicians to clash for his entertainment. Revitalized with new bodies and new powers, each musician will become a contestant in a battle for.
So it's a fighting game that you push buttons to.
Blends rhythm-based gameplay with fighting game mechanics in intense 1v1 matches. First, choose from a dozen unique fighters, each with their own design.
Looks like more like less than half a dozen there.
Next, select your stage. Each stage has its own music, and depending on the unique combination of selected characters and stage, your gameplay changes, providing a new experience every time you play.
I'll end this quick. I've got places to be.
Rhythm. It's something you either have or you don't.
Once the battle begins, notes start to appear on the screen. Each note corresponds with a button prompt. Your goal is to hit the notes in sync with the beat. Each correct button press corresponds to an attack. As you hit the notes, your character...
Hold up. Green is triangle. Pink is circle or red. Blue is X. Square is not orange. No, I'm sorry. Pink is square. Circle's not orange. It's red.
Start to press the buttons too slowly or miss a note, you're vulnerable to an attack from the opponent.
So I'm assuming that's what that is. Triangle, square, circle, X. But circle is not orange. It's red. So that doesn't make any sense. All right. Anyway, they look boring as hell. Ooh, Steel Rising is on sale. The Bastille edition, the one that I want. Oh yeah, dude. Oh, can I don't think I have any room on my wish list. I actually want this game. Yeah. Why can't we have more than 100 games on our wish list? It seems absurd. I swear to God, this is their last chance. Aside from Overwatch 2's single player, this is their last chance with me. I've had it with Blizzard and their garbage. Oh yeah. I can't wait for that. Like, I don't want to forget this game because I think this would be a great game to play during October. Just because it's fun. But maybe it'll pop back up on my list or something. I don't see why it wouldn't, right?
Once upon a time.
This just seems like a really cool, like, old school inspired game. You know what it reminds me of? Medieval. Just with guns. That's what this reminds me of, is Medieval. Yeah, I hope I'll remember it. I hope I'll remember it. Oh, wait. There it is. Right, because I got the deluxe. I wanted the deluxe edition. Oh, never mind. I already had it on my list. Yeah, we've already gone through this, and there's, like, every game on here is definitely one I want to buy, so... Oh yeah, that one looks very interesting actually. I do wonder if that nosebleed earlier just drained my head. Cuz it was going, it was flowing, like it had nothing in its way. And I was just like it wouldn't stop. I went through, I don't know, 5 or 6 tissues to just, like, stop it. So I don't know what was going on. Why it happened. I think it's because because I finally worked out. My workout today was playing Pistol Whip. Because you know how that gets me going. Gets my heart beating. So I have this one. I thought I had this one. I don't have this one? Well, apparently I can stream it. Wait, this is the PS4 version. Why can't I download it? Why is streaming it the only option? That makes no sense. Whatever. Anyway. I have it. I know I do. I have that. I know I have this, obviously. Far Cry 5, I heard, is getting a 60 FPS update. Actually, it did. It's already out. I don't know if that's enough to make me go back and play it, but the trophies would be enough to make me go back and play it. There's a lot of good games on this list. That's just the recently added games, or at least most of them. Man, look at all these multiplayer games. I do actually want to play this, but I think I want to make a video on it because it's probably not going to take very long. Either I'll die really quickly or I'll be able to finish it for the first, like finish the first, because I think it's the beginning village or whatever. And I was never able to finish that because I didn't realize you had just had to hold out. I mean, as far as I understand, that's all it is. You can kill the chainsaw guy, but like you don't actually have to kill anybody, I think. I am curious though. I'm just going to fire this up because we're streaming at 9 megabits right now. And I recently did a factory reset. I didn't just unplug my router because on Sunday, as you guys know, it was giving me problems. So I called Spectrum and the guy on the other line said, okay, give your router a factory reset because everything's looking fine for the modem. So I did. And they cleared up the massive dropped frame issue that I was getting. So I'm curious as to whether or not that might have been an issue or the issue to me being able to play my games online without, you know, and getting all those latency problems. I doubt it because he agreed. He said, yeah, you know, you're probably just going to have to increase your bandwidth with us. And I'm like, I just stopped paying for that, so I really don't want to pay for it again. But yeah, I figure we'll probably just do a game of Breakthrough, I guess. Hold on a second. Where am I? All right, they're in week 4. We've missed the bonus, unfortunately. They updated this. This looks nicer. Yeah, unfortunately we missed the bonus, but I mean, you don't need the bonus in order to actually get to max level. Like, there's plenty of challenges here that you can just get to it. The new weapons look bonkers, and I'm really excited that they put a new LMG in the game. LMG's finally getting some love. But I'm just going to try this out. I guarantee you it's not going to be stable. If that is the case, that I just don't have enough bandwidth to not only stream from a separate computer, but also play my game, which, again, still doesn't make sense to me because of the... Jeez, I don't know why the hell that took that long. There it is right there. Oh, that's a beauty. Got to get the battle pass to level 22 though. Okay, it just died. What was I gonna say? What was I saying? I don't know. Anyway, I'm not too worried about getting this battle pass maxed out and getting Destiny 2's maxed out, because these two games, like I've always said, they make it so easy to not even have to pay attention to the battle pass. You can come in, you can play the game, have fun, and wham bam, thank you, ma'am. I don't think they reworked this map yet. Oh, but anyway, so I'm streaming at 9 megabits per second. If nothing else, this is going to make it pretty bad. It's still... Oh, what I was saying was it still blows my mind that 9 megabits... I have 10 megabits technically, but every time I do a test, it's usually 11 or 12. So it kind of blows my mind that this game even requires more than... like a megabit upload. Like, it doesn't use upload, it uses download. That's why I'm so confused by the whole thing. Yeah, you can see it's fluctuating pretty hard. So yeah, I could play like this. It's not going to be responsive or fun. And God, this feels odd. Like I never left. Is this the AM-40? Ow!
Shield up! Danger at the marker! East! Hey, soldier down!
I was gonna say, excuse me? He's practically dead anyway? Double. Ooh. Nice slide for no reason. And you didn't even get the kill. Yeah, it's fluctuating hard. I'm not gonna play this. I expected as much, though. But I didn't plan on playing this. I'm not even sure what I planned on playing today, if anything. We've been going for almost 2 hours. I do need to continue working on Final Fantasy XIV. Well, anyway. I didn't really have any plans. I'd rather, you know what I'm going to play, have a proper title set for it, thumbnail, the works, you know. I want that. But today I was like, I'm just going to watch some YouTube videos and you guys can join me if you want. But looks like that was not the popular thing today. That's okay though. Doesn't matter. Thanks to Huffman for hanging out. I don't think he's here anymore, but I appreciate the company. And we'll see what tomorrow brings. But until then, I'm Adam Wolf. And I'll see you guys later.